add more information to our inequalities. We're going to solve one-step inequalities. And we're just going to focus on undoing addition and subtraction. So this is 4.8 in your book for those that are following along. And a lot of these questions here under example 1 are extra. Your book probably only gave 2 or 3 examples at the most, and I extended that to give us a little bit more practice, okay? So I'm going to be doing a lot of demonstrating today, and I want to hear you tell me that you understand what's going on. So please participate and as I talk you through this. Okay, our directions, we're going to solve, and then we're going to graph. So there's 2 things we need to do. We got to solve each inequality, and then we're going to graph them. Okay, so graphing is just an extension of what we did yesterday. We cannot graph any of these 6 problems yet until we have the variable by itself. So let's start with letter A. N minus 10 is greater than 14. Now, the process is the same as equations. How do you undo subtraction? Addition. Right. So let me see you write plus 10 under each side of that inequality symbol. Okay? So all that remains on the left side is the n. Drop down your inequality symbol, and what is 14 plus 10? 24.
Oh, I thought it was or equal to.
It's not, it's just a plain old greater than symbol. So we're not going to insert equal to if it's not already there, okay?
Like 24. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah.
Okay? Now, let's do a little number line underneath. And let's do 23, 24, 25. And then what kind of circle is going to go over 24? Open, arrow to the
Left. Right.
right. All the numbers to the right of 24 are bigger than 24. Okay? So we're still practicing that concept of graphing. What's new today is solving the one-step inequality. That's what's new to you. Okay? Question right here?
Do we have to solve what n is?
Yeah, we found what n is. And n is going to have lots of answers.
Yeah,
because how many numbers are bigger than 24? A lot, infinite. Because numbers go into infinity. So we have infinite answers. Okay? All right, let's look at letter B. I want to get y by itself. Y minus 3 is less than 4. How do I get y by itself? So we're going to add 3 to each side. Okay? Here we go. So we've got y. That's what remains on the left. Drop down your inequality symbol. There's your less than. And 4 plus 3 is 7. That's right, Watson. Good job. Okay? Now we know what to graph. So let's get our graph going. Okay? Yeah, let's do 6, 7, 8. That sounds good.
I know the circle.
Open circle.
And to the left.
And to the left. You got it. That's what it looks like. Those are all the numbers that are smaller than or less than 6 or 7. Excuse me.
I like this, but it's sort of like what we did when we did the equations.
Yeah.
I like this better. I think it's easier than remember when we thought that addition, subtraction was hard as multiplication.
Well, we haven't gotten to signs yet.
We're
getting there.
It's like I think it's easier like
Okay.
than what we did yesterday.
Well, good. Okay. All right. So let's look at C. We've got x minus 10 is less than or equal to negative 5. So here's our first problem with an equal to sign in there. It's not a big deal. Okay, we'll just drop it down. How do I get x by itself? So let's add 10 to each side. Okay, now this is where we have to do a little bit of remembering, okay? This will actually help Watson since you're making up your test today, okay? Addition of integers. I have a negative. I have a positive. Different signs. What am I going to do here? Subtract. You need to subtract because we have different signs. We have a number, a negative in front of 5. We have a plus in front of the 10. That's 2 different signs. You subtract here. What's 10 minus 5?
5.
What do I have more of? I have more positive, so my answer is going to be positive. All right, you ready to graph this? Okay.
4, 5, 6.
Let's do 4, 5, 6.
Close circle.
Close circle.
To the left.
and go to the left. And why is it closed this time? We did two openings. That's the underline. We have the equal to sign there, so we close those circles. You're exactly right. All right, let's look at D. H minus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 6.
Plus negative 2 to each, or positive 2 to each side.
Add 2 to each side. That's right. Let's add 2. Okay. Now, Watson, I'll direct this at you just because you're taking your test today. I just want to quiz you just real quick on your signs. You have a negative sign, you have a positive sign, different signs. Subtract. Negative 4 is the right answer. Great job. Okay. So let's graph this one. So let's do negative 3, negative 4, negative 5.
Then close circle.
Close circle
Goes to the right.
and right. Okay. Question, Nate, about
Subtract should be negative 3.
that's addition. When you take 6 and 2 and add them, you'll get 8. And see, we want to subtract because they have two different signs. So you think of the blocks. I have 6 white blocks and 2 black blocks. I have to take 2 white and 2 black away. I'm only left with 4. You know, so you end up subtracting. Anytime you have different signs, you
I know you
subtract.
subtract, but I thought you got negative 8.
No, because you're going to take 2 from 6. That's 4. And then what do you have more of? More negatives or positives? More negatives, so your answer will be negative. Now, E and F are super stinking hard, so let me talk you through it, okay? Let me talk you through it, because I know some of you are trying to work ahead just a little bit. Let me help you, okay? Anytime you see 2 negatives in a row, because that says W minus a negative 1, minus a negative. You see 2 negatives in a row, minus a negative. What can you automatically do to 2? Add a positive, okay? So really what this says is W plus 1 is less than 1.
I thought you would subtract.
So what do you mean?
Because those are positives, so now you gotta add 2.
Correct, okay? So how do you move the 1 to the other side? We will take 1 away from each side, and W is less than 0. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do negative 1, 0, 1. What kind of circle?
Open.
Open. Arrow?
Left.
Left. I'm not looking at you. You can't say it that way because I'm not looking at you. Okay. You want to try F on your own? Now that I showed you how to handle those double negatives, try it. See what you come up with. So what do you do with the double negatives?
You add.
Make them positives, right? Make them both pluses. So let me rewrite it. D plus 4 is greater than negative 5. So how do you get D by itself?
No, D by itself, you subtract from the side.
Take away 4. Now stop for just a second. Think for a second. The 5 has a minus sign in front of it. The 4 has a minus sign in front of it. They both have the same sign. So what do you do when you have the same sign? You're going to add here. Add negative 5 and negative 4. What do you get?
Negative 9.
Negative 9. And so when you graph it, I bet a couple of you probably got 1 or negative 1 or something like that. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to subtract here because they have the same sign. So that's our trick. When we're doing addition and subtraction, same sign, add, different signs, subtract. That's what we do, okay?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, and so the graph, let's do negative 8, negative 9, negative 10,
Open circle to the
open,
right.
right. Here you go. Good job. How'd you do?
Yeah.
The last two were tricky, so I totally understand if you're like, what are you doing? So let's get through our homework here. All right. Now, we've already kind of done this already. We're going to undo addition now. And how do you undo addition? Subtraction. So we're going to take away 7 from each side. You're going to get y is greater than or equal to
Y is greater than or equal to 7. No, 5, sorry.
5.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And then you would do a close equal to the right.
Closed and right. You got it. Hey, it looks good. You guys know what to do. So try B on your own, and then I'll have you talk me through the steps. Go.
Who's talking to?
Yes, sir.
Negative 5 minus negative 4 is negative 9, right?
5 minus a negative 4.
Negative 5 minus negative
Negative 5 minus a negative 4.
4. Yes, negative 4.
That's a negative 1. No, you're not. It's not negative 5 minus a negative 4. That's a negative 5 minus 4. It's a little different what you just said. Okay, it's the same sign. They both have the same sign, so you will.
Yeah.
How you said it was a little different than what you meant. Okay, so what do you do with B? Take away 9. Okay, now I have an interesting situation on the right. I got 5, which is positive, minus 9. I have positive and a negative. 2 different signs. What do I do here? You're going to subtract here. And that's negative 4. Okay? So remember, start over here, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. What kind of circle? Open, right. Good. You got it. You got it. All right, try C. See what you can do with that one.
Okay, D is hard.
D is hard. You can save that one for me. I'll help you with that. You can skip it. I'll help you with that. All right, let's look at C. What do you do? What do you do in C?
You minus subtract 4.
Take away 4 from each side.
And that would be add to.
Why does it add?
Because it's negatives.
Okay. Does your 5 and your 4 both have the same sign in front of it?
Negative 4.
Well, it's got the same sign in front of it. A negative and a minus sign actually are the same thing. I know. Golly, that's why I'm teaching it this way. So if I'm trying to be as simplistic as possible with you, when you see your numbers stacked, do you see the same exact sign in front of both of your numbers? Yep. And so that means same sign, add those together. What's negative 5 and negative 4? Negative 9. Okay. And so then you'll end up with, here's negative 8, negative 9. What kind of circle? Close and left. Beautiful. I'm telling you, that's the hardest part of adding and subtracting integers, is knowing when do I add and when do I subtract. That's hard.
This is easier.
Well, good. Well, we've had some practice on this already, so hopefully it is getting easier and you're seeing it better. Okay. Now, letter D, we have x plus negative 2 is less than negative 6. Now, the way I normally teach this and have taught this, just make sure it's addition, and it is. And then what I like to do is add the opposite. What's the opposite of negative 2? 2. So I'm going to add the opposite. I'm going to add 2 to each side. Because what is negative 2 and positive 2 when you add them together?
Negative 4. Wait, what?
0, right? Yeah, your answer is correct. Your answer will be negative 4. Why did you subtract there?
Because there's a negative and a positive.
There you go. We have 2 different signs, so we're going to subtract. That's exactly right. Okay, and let's take a look. We'll get this going. Negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. What kind of circle? Open.
And then to the left.
And left.
So
That's
what
good.
I got confused on is
Yeah.
like when you what way to do the circle or what way to do the sign or no, what way to do the arrow. But
Gotcha.
then when I like looked at the like that trick you showed us yesterday, I was
That really helps, doesn't it? Yeah. It makes it a little easier on your brain, I think. So I don't really have to think about it as much.
We have to learn how it is now. We just have to add. We just
Yeah,
add that.
right, exactly. All right, let's get E. Try E by yourself without my help.
Can they do?
I did E.
Good. Try F then.
I did that.
See if you can do those by yourself.
So where are they gonna have you Thursday and Wednesday?
Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So we're not in the farm. You know, like since like for study hall, we have usually gym on Thursday and Friday, so we go to study hall.
Whatever
You go to-
Friday's schedule is.
Yeah. You go to
Do Friday's schedule.
So we go to gym.
B
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
So. this
All right, I need a little help.
Are we going back Thursday?
What's that?
Are we going back Thursday?
You don't have to.
Okay.
All right, AB, can you show us what's going on?
oh, like, do I come up here?
Yeah, you can come up here. Right, try to write this a little bit smaller, okay? It's a little bit tighter space.
Wait,
so-
is this recording?
You know, it's recording right now. Yep. He won't see it if you do the expo. Here you go. Good job. Nice. Looks great. Beautiful. So if you come up and do F for me. AB has nailed it. She got it. Every step of the way looks wonderful.
Really?
Are you going to sign over for the
Not at all. Good job. Beautiful. How did you guys do? They're correct.
I do.
Nailed it. Good job. Good job. That's how you do it, guys. You're doing a great job. So, okay, example 3.
Oh.
You know how it is. They like to challenge us with word problems where we have to pull out the words and important numbers, create a variable, et cetera, and so forth. Okay? So a school bus can safely carry as many as 76 students. If 19 students are already on the bus, how many more can board the bus? Okay? So how many more? So that's going to indicate, it's definitely indicating something. So we're going to have to pick this out. Now, without blurting out, I'm going to kind of guide you through the process, and then I'll let you try the bottom one by yourself, okay? Because I want to help you think it through. You just heard those words. You read those words to yourself as I read them aloud. And some of it may have clicked and some of it may not have, okay? So let's start with our unknown. What are they asking us to find? What are they asking us to find?
Like how many more, like
How many more what? Children, okay? Number of children. What do you want to call number of children?
X.
Whatever you want to call it.
C.
C. C for children. All right. C equals number of children. Do we have to use C? Can we use any variable?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to take you through the same steps that we did yesterday. Step 1 was identify your variable and figure out what does it mean in your problem. So this is how many kids, how many more kids we need to get on the bus, number of children, okay? So do you see that it's an inequality?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you know it's an inequality? How do you know?
Many more.
Many more could indicate that. There's some other words there too. Look in the first sentence. Look in the first sentence. Okay? So the bus has a total capacity of how many students total? Does the bus have to be full? It does not have to be full. It can be full, but it doesn't have to be full. So can we put more than 76 students on the bus? We can put more than 76? No. Can we put exactly 76? Can we put less than 76? What's our inequality symbol? What's the inequality symbol that means as many as?
Less than or equal.
Yeah? Okay. And then I'm going to underline a couple of things that they gave us in the problem. They said our bus can hold as many as 76 students, so we know that that's our total amount. So put the word total number of students, maybe put that right above the 76. That's the capacity. That's as much as we can put on the bus. Okay? And then they gave us another number. What does that 19 mean?
How many people are already on the bus?
Oh, there's somebody already on the bus. Okay, so we already have 19 kids on the bus. And we want to add more kids to the bus, but I don't know how many that is. So it's 19 plus C, but I can't go over 76. So that has to be less than or equal to 76.
Can we switch the C?
Yes, if that makes you feel better to switch those around and do C plus 19 like that, that is fine as well. That doesn't hurt anything. Okay, let's solve it. What do you do to solve it? Take away 19. Okay. All right, go ahead and figure that out.
57.
Awesome. So we could add a maximum. This one you don't have to graph. Don't have to graph this one. So the maximum number of students I can add to the bus without going over is 57. That's the maximum number. But I can add any number underneath that too, because I still have room to add kids. Okay? Let me read the next one, and let's see if you can do this one on your own, okay? To get an A, you need more than 200 points on a 2-part test. You score 109 on the first part. How many more points do you need?
X number of points.
Okay, so you want to call this the points. Let's call that X, okay? So there, Nate's identified our variable. He said, hey, let's call that X. Do you have to call it X?
No.
Call it anything you want. Call it P for points. I don't care. Okay? Now, the idea is we have 2-part tests. There's part 1 and part 2. You put them all together, and that's your total score.
109
Okay?
plus X.
So where'd the 109 come from?
The second,
that's what you had this
first
one.
one
That's the first part of the test.
plus X.
Then I need to add the second part of the test. Now, more than, what does that mean?
It means like equal to. No. You
Oh,
put a less than sign in front of 200.
It should be greater
I'm
than.
sorry.
Yeah, it should be greater than. We want to exceed, we want to have more than 200 points. Right. Now, if you're not comfortable with the 109 and the X in that position, you can switch them around if that makes you feel better. You can do that. Okay, go ahead and solve that on your own.
91.
Okay. So what's the lowest number of points this person can score?
91.
It should be 91. So that's the minimum. Got to have at least 90, over 91 points actually, because it can't be equal to 91. So what would be the next lowest number to 91?
Nothing. What?
90.
92. This person needs to score 92 points in order to be over 200. The inequality is your answer.
Why don't we have to do graph?
Because it didn't say 2.
Oh, I grab it.
All right.
I'll say,
If it doesn't say 2, then we're not going to. All right, I'll save that exit ticket for tomorrow. And I've lost my toolbar, so let me see if it pops back up. All right.